Yeah, so when Matthew was first diagnosed, we were more more like an alarmist family, and we all were on tenterhooks, and we all wanted to fix the problem, or were more focused on when is this going to go away, or when will it be fixed, rather than just. But now I hardly even notice it. But if certain subjects will come up around psychosis, and I know straight away that he's stressed about something. Or it's not about we don't talk about the weird things he talks about. Well, for me it's weird, for him it's not, but we don't talk about the actual, for him it's psychosis comes up around spiders a lot, but when he brings up the spider issues, we don't really talk about the spider issues. We just go, oh, that's just an alert to he's stressed. Like somebody else might pick or twirl their hair or do whatever, and it's just like a normal symptom for him around stress. It was a big learning curve. And so one thing we noticed, that the softer the language and the more everyday language that was used with clinicians, the easier it was for us as a family. So when we would hear more clinical terms, it became more alarming. But when the language was softer, it wasn't as alarming for us. I think prior to my son having psychosis symptoms, I didn't know a huge amount about psychosis. So what I learned very quickly was that I had to be very patient, and had to that not go towards being catastrophic about anything, because there were some symptoms that seemed quite weird, and some talking and some ideas that he had. But the more I noticed that I normalized his symptoms, the less stressed he became, and the more it was able to settle. And so I realized very quickly that it was around my relationship with him that was the most important. I didn't need to know a lot about. I could see the symptoms, but my relationship with him has been the most important during his journey with psychosis. Day to day, depending on his stress levels, he may have different symptoms, and he may be, having positive symptoms or negative, but that it's just important to keep the connection going, because I think it's easy when people have psychosis and they have unusual thoughts. It can sound quite weird, and it can kind of repel people. And what our whole family and Matthew's siblings have learned is that it's not to worry too much about what's happened, what he's saying or what he's doing, because it could change the next day anyway. And so just to go with the flow, and then they seem to settle it, and they've noticed now what comes and what goes, and just to be just to be really patient, and to be connected, just being connected. So, and that helps everybody out, like the family and people that even come to visit us, or if I'm with other friends and family. So we don't use like words like schizophrenia and psychosis, even just sometimes different. It's like not even unusual. We use terms like different thoughts or different ideas or different beliefs. So that because otherwise by not normalizing it for him, we're actually making him like he's got the one with the problem. So then it's hard to have to form really good, solid relationships around if there's a person that's the focus on a problem, having a problem.